Hello, for this video, there's a disclaimer. Do not try this at home. Make your own mind up about what sort of foods you consume, how you consume them, what processes you find for storing foods, your own ideologies, preferences, religious beliefs, lifestyle choices, and everything is all yours. I am just a YouTuber and making a video. In this video, Tim Ferriss has a quote: "I'm not a doctor and I don't play one on the internet." I agree. I am not a doctor. I do not play one in any medium. I do not give advice. I want everybody to self-educate. News doctors, news everybody in your process of self-education, but self-educate. You know you. You just need to know you. You're an amazing person and you just need to know you. Because even if they're identical twins, big differences, and they have to know their own individualities, own differences, what works for them. Physically, they could even be both work the same towards a certain thing, but one person mentally resonates differently. So do not try what you're about to see. I hope you see through it. Keep supporting this channel, subscribe, like, comment, take care. Yeah, so for science, because, well, there's not always all the testing that you can get done through research papers being published on things that people can just go and buy all over the place or grow or stuff like that. You can grow things at home, even in your kitchen. You can grow cultures that are on your fermented vegetables, your sauerkraut, kimchi type stuff. You can ferment other things. I mean, in meat used to be fermented on the loins of the horse that the rider had. A Mongol in particular, maybe we can think about storing his meat, where they're keeping at that little bit of warmth from the horse's body, which is galloping, so it's something. And the food becoming a little bit more digestible by having the fermenting, curing process. So here, social experiment, Andre style. This food, I haven't got a fridge. I've got some grass-fed beef. It's looking a bit active, not particularly being cured in any good way. Doesn't smell anything offensive to me at the moment. I've got a cast iron stomach. I've got some kimchi. It's bought from Can Central up near Woolies. Pretty cheap. Like a health store, then an Asian store. That Asian store is a cracker. The health store's pretty good too. Anyway, that's just one of the types. I'm going to mix these two together. I'm going to give it some time. I'll eat it later. Cooking's optional. You know, when you're running experiments, you really should, be trying to make them somewhat entertaining and easier. I do have a cooker here though. I've bought one of those little camping setups, so probably run 2 experiments on that one. I'll add the raw one, but fermented at some stage. That might give that a bit more time than today. I might just cook a bit of that later. I know it's going to be fine cooking it. Don't worry about that, man. If you've got your biomes, humans are humans. I've given my biome a bit of a chance to regroup. I have killed it off, don't worry, up until recently quite a bit. But always kept some semblance of it, I guess, and it's rebounding, and I'm trying to look after it. After all, our major player in our bodies is our mitochondria, and they are a microbe that migrated into our cells. They became so co-symbiotic. It's ridiculous. They are our power cells, and dysfunctional ones create disease, and it seems to be 100% metabolic. Therapies are working. Science is written in stone pretty much now. Time to get on it. That's why processed foods are a failed experiment. They don't work. You're feeding it to yourself or others. They don't work. It's not right. It's not okay. It's a failed experiment. It's a shame because it's everywhere. It's so convenient. It's in fact quite inconvenient to try to not consume it. You have to work around with, do workarounds, get arounds, do your own thing, old school style. Look, this is what I'm doing here is just for entertainment. I'm doing it for entertainment. This is grass-fed beef though, and even though it's through, or worse, it's still grass-fed, and it is different. It cooks different, it acts different, and it is different. I'm not advocating, no matter what you do with it, how you cook it, I'm not advocating you eat an animal that is sick, obese, being propped up with antibiotics at times, is terrified at the point of death, like Jews going via trains and whatnot to Auschwitz is what their journey at the end is, and I don't advocate for that, and it's not good meat. Obese, intramuscular fat that's glamorized by the Wagyu industry. Nah, mate. Look at Piedmontese, Piedmontese type cattle in the US, and make it all whatever type of cattle, as long as they are eating what they should be eating, which is grass, and they have very nice lives. Doesn't end well, but it doesn't for any of us. But to have a nice life, but in any case, even when it's grass-fed and fed through the industrial machine type farmers, it's still a benchmark that you have to pretty much have. Same as organic with your vegetables. And the more that it's supported by consumers, and more that the consumers are saying, no, that's what we need. No, you get it? That's what we need. It's what you supply us, please, and get better and better at it per year, please. Or we won't support you as a consumer. We've got a lot of power consumers, a lot of power. But anyway, this little experiment here is nothing, honestly. With ferments and that, you think, oh, it could always be just randomly toxic. No, not really. It doesn't work that way. If you look into fermented vegetables and stuff, there's this massive period, even before recorded history really, but of it not causing too much trouble, because when it is bad, you smell it's bad, your nose goes, oh no. Fermenting gets rid of a lot of the toxins of industrial agriculture. It sort of lessens the blow of the bullshit, and it also takes out and lessens the blow of the plants protecting themselves from being eaten, from predation via lectins, and it makes those better, makes the food safer. But I accept that what I'm doing, is ridiculous and whatnot with this experiment. I'm not trying to, this is not a double-blind gold standard test that some companies supported by the pharma lobby, that's a big one, PHRMA, is one of the big players and lobbyists lobbying for the pharmaceutical industry. they do it pretty successfully. They're pretty good at their job. We need them to be less successful at their job. But I'm sure there's parts of that lobby group that can be appealed to, and I'm sure there's other lobby groups that can just have another view. Like, all right, that's your view, very good. Here's a view that's looking after people's metabolic health. How about that view? Anyway, take care everyone, self-educate, you're smart. So you're smart. You got this. Shama.